4 South African countries have signed an updated operational terms on how the Limpopo River can benefit communities along the riverbanks. Water ministers emphasized the importance of collaboration in ensuring the water resources are able to adequately serve vulnerable communities. Ziniko Mhlaba has been following the events in Musina for us and joins us now live. Ziniko, good afternoon. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us. It's been quite an eventful day with regards to water laws. Speak to us more about the agreement that has been signed between these 4 countries in ensuring that those that are living on the riverbanks benefit.
Yes, that's right, Katlego. It's been a very, very long day for everyone involved, especially when it comes to the 4 Southern African countries. And I'm talking about South Africa, Mozambique, Botswana, and the Republic of Zimbabwe. So the conversation the 4 states were having was regarding the use of the Limpopo River and the water projects that these 4 countries, can be able to develop and also initiate, so that all the communities from all these 4 countries living along the Limpopo River banks are able to benefit. And of course, we know that the Limpopo River runs through Botswana, South Africa, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. So all these 4 countries are having an interest in what happens in the Limpopo River. So basically, they were discussing that, but also how those projects can be managed. You'll understand that, for the management of all those projects along the riverbanks, we'll need a representative from each and every country. So the last conversation of the day, or the last session, or part 2 of today's proceedings was based on those. And obviously, we had the ministers now who had to consolidate and sign off all those agreements to ensure that on behalf of each and every government, there's a voice that is able to endorse those agreements. But I'm joined now by the Director General of Water Affairs in Botswana, who's going to talk to us about what is it that, what are the interests of the Botswana, but also give us insights on the importance of having all these 4 countries, signing off those agreements. DJ Mhlaba, thank you very much for your time. Talk to us about the importance of these agreements and how collaboration amongst these 4 countries, is important and likely going to benefit the communities living along the basin of the Limpopo River.
Yeah, thank you very much. The discussions today really was important for us. The Limpopo River Basin is one of those basins that is one of the 4 basins that Botswana is party to. But the Limpopo is more important because about 70% of the population benefits from the basin or live within the basin. It runs along the eastern part of the entire country, where most of our important, or if not all of our important dams are based. Therefore, it's critical for the livelihoods and the economic sustainability of the country.
Talk to us, so give us insights on the agreements that were signed today. What were they mainly based on, and how did those conversations and negotiations go throughout the years to, finally be here today, where you guys are signing off as head of these departments?
Yeah, the agreements that were endorsed today, they are in line with the decisions that were taken by the Council of Ministers at SADC level to ensure that all riparian organizations are headed at ministerial level. So what it does, it basically gives the ministers the responsibility to oversee all the activities that are happening within the organization. Obviously, with senior government officials being the commissioners, doing most of the spade work in preparation of ministers' activities. Part of the work, of course, that we will be doing, or we have been doing, is to ensure that we raise funding that is going to be used, or that is used for implementation of programs within the basin as well, which is also part of the event today, where we are launching the UNDP GEF 7 project, which is a sustainability project that is earmarked to support the basin in a number of priority areas, including capacity building of the member states and the secretariat, ensuring that we have sustainable strategic action plans, the SAP projects that will be implemented also within the basin.
Part of ensuring that those programs you just talked about are sustainable and also able to deliver the envisaged visions to the communities living around there. Part of that is security. How far did the member states go in terms of discussing security matters along the Limpopo River?
Sorry?
I'm saying, how far did the member states, the 4 states, go in terms of discussing security measures along the Limpopo River to protect the programs you just mentioned?
Yes, of course, the member or the ministers from the member states take pride of what we have been doing, and it clearly, in terms of securing the basin, it's the communities' involvement that the ministers are emphasizing to ensure that is given priority, so that there is buy-in from the community, to ensure that whatever is being implemented within the basin at community level, at government level, is something that is sustainable. And it started at those levels, grassroots levels, where the communities operate. And it is actually part of this GF7 project, where part of it is to ensure that we conduct pilot projects across the basin that will ensure that the communities, if successful, and we hope they will be successful, we ensure that the communities will replicate it across the basin to ensure that there is sustainability.
Thank you very much, Tito.
Thank you very much.
That's the DG, they're responsible for water and sanitation in Botswana, just giving us a sense and insight on those terms and conditions, which are supposed to be, be in those agreements which were signed. You understand that this is a very strategic location as far as the SADC country is concerned. You can just walk across, you can just drive across to Mozambique, Zimbabwe, Botswana, and also into South Africa. So that's why these ministers met here in South Africa. But also when it comes to South Africa, Limpopo, is home to over 130,000 residents who have been struggling with water challenges for some time right now. And tomorrow, the Minister of Water and Sanitation here in South Africa, Mr. Senzo Mkhulu, will be having a water imbizo where he will be accounting to the residents of this particular community in terms of what is it that government has been doing to address those water issues. However, we'll proceed, we'll start in the morning going into these communities in Musina, just engaging with community members just to get a sense of how bad the situation is on the ground, because from the research we've done and from the advices and communication we've been getting from community activists on the ground, I think it will be very important to then go into those communities just to reflect the reality of water challenges, especially in villages where the residents and vulnerable residents of Musina are subjected to when it comes to the lack of water. We also understand that there's sewer problems, so we'll get that opportunity tomorrow morning or later this evening to engage with those communities. However, the ministers have committed that the water challenges here in Musina should be addressed in the next 2 years.
All right, Ziniko, thank you so much for that update. Certainly one that is needed with regards to water across all these SADC region countries.